So we just talked about Taking Back Sunday, which you can hear any of the D programs Thursday on every podcast platform. And I got to tell you, this one was a humdinger. And there's more conversation to come. Patreon.com/ohhijustin for the after the fact, which will be before the after the fact. Let's get to the crux of this, because in some ways, this episode is kind of magical in ways, and in some ways, cursed even. We were just talking a little bit about what it took to actually make this episode come together, Christina.
Yeah, it was a long time coming in that, like, not like other episodes have been a long time coming, but we had to push back dates, and there were some medical problems and then more medical problems. And yeah, it was more the anticipation of the episode. I think all of us were so into this band, and it had such a tie that we were just like so excited to talk about it, that the more you anticipate something, the harder it is to get there, or maybe just the more you notice that things get in the way. So the more I looked at my list, the more I felt like I had to change it, or felt like I needed to get this one absolutely right. So the universe just kept giving me more time to do that.
It is funny, though, that today even, so again, we just finished recording. Today even provided more issues getting together. Somehow we magically were able to get the episode recorded in an hour time frame.
And I already forgot that this happened too. Like, I couldn't get my computer to sync.
Yes.
So then my phone had to do it, but we were already on that time crunch.
Yeah. So like everything got thrown off, but we still had a window to get it done. And then, like, I knew that you were going to be so embarrassed. I told Elena, I was like, she's going to come in and she's going to be so embarrassed, but you didn't have time to be embarrassed. We had to just kind of go. And I mean,
embarrassed.
Well, we were able to do the band justice, I feel. But it is interesting that you mentioned, because we kind of briefly touched on the idea of anticipation in between the two episodes. And I never even thought about how big that played into, because I knew how excited you were. I knew excited how Elena was, and I really enjoyed the band. So I was really looking forward to talking about them. And so it's like that anticipation of, God, I just really want to get this in the can. I really want us to finally have this. Joe is super pumped up about hearing the episode. So like everything is just all playing together, and all this pressure is mounting, and it just, you want to get it right, like you said. And I feel like
with a band like this, you want to get it right,
because we're going to get yelled at.
Oh, we're going to get yelled at. This band is such an important band to the generation of like later millennials or like earlier millennials or later Gen Xers, because it was all like in the forefront when we were at our like height of emo kids. Honestly, like they came on the scene when we were really in the formative years of forming our music taste, and they were just in our face. And with them growing up, as they produced more and more music, we grew up too, like I had mentioned in the episode. And so there's so much pressure with a band that so many people have grown up with, that this band just is tied to so many people's hearts, that if you don't put a certain song in, people are going to start screaming. So we'll see what happens. But I think the anticipation of us getting the episode out and getting to talk about a band like this is one piece of it, but also the anxiety of trying to get it right. Because, on the small scale of who's going to, maybe hear this, I don't know who all listens to this podcast. I hope so many people do, because I send it to everybody. But of the people that listen to this podcast, you really want to do it justice, especially to a band that you love. And that was where I was sitting with all the anticipation, is I really wanted to do this band justice. And I think we did.
So anticipate no more. If you want to avoid anticipation, patreon.com/ohhijustin. You'll get it before the rest of the world. I'm just saying, the second I'm done editing it, it goes up. Get it before everybody. You can also, subscribe, rate, comment on all the platforms. It's available on Thursdays. So get it, hear us talk about Taking Back Sunday.